My first dive into the darknet wasn't about hacking or illicit gains. It was about pure, unadulterated curiosity. Little did I know, the shadows I sought to explore were already looking back, and what they revealed would haunt my every waking moment. You remember the hum of your server rack, the cool glow of your triple monitors cutting through the perpetual twilight of your apartment. You were good, exceptionally good, at dissecting systems, at navigating the intricate pathways of the internet. The surface web, for all its vastness, had begun to feel small, predictable. You craved the unknown, the whispers from the digital abyss that promised true anonymity, true freedom, and perhaps true danger. The legends of the darknet were irresistible, a wild frontier beyond the reach of conventional law, a digital underground teeming with secrets. You weren't seeking to exploit, not at first. You just wanted to see what lay beneath the pristine facade of the internet you knew. Preparation was meticulous. A dedicated machine, stripped bare and rebuilt with an ironclad OS, routed through layers of VPNs and proxies, all culminating in the gateway of Tor. You felt like an astronaut preparing for a spacewalk, donning layers of protection before venturing into an environment hostile to unshielded life. With each step, a thrill sparked in your gut, a mix of apprehension and exhilaration. You're stepping off the map, into uncharted territory where the rules were unwritten, or perhaps written in blood. The first launch of the Tor browser was anticlimactic and profound all at once. The familiar Firefox logo, subtly altered, opened to a blank page. The silence of your room was broken only by the rhythmic whisper of your cooling fans, a soundtrack to your digital descent. You typed your first .onion address, a known directory of hidden services, and pressed enter. The loading bar crawled, each pixel a step deeper into the dark. The initial landscape wasn't the cyberpunk dystopia you'd imagined. It was functional. Forums discussing cryptocurrencies, marketplaces for seemingly innocuous digital goods, philosophical discussions veiled in pseudonyms. You navigated through endless directories, each link a door to another dimly lit corridor. Some were dead ends, others led to mundane services, but you kept digging. Your fingers danced across the keyboard, a phantom limb extending into this new reality. You bypassed the obvious markets, the shallow end of the pool, seeking the true depths. You delved into hidden wikis, forums that discussed esoteric programming languages, and anonymous chat rooms where cryptic messages flickered like dying embers. The air in your room grew heavy with the smell of ozone and your own anticipation. Days blurred into nights, fueled by caffeine and an insatiable hunger for discovery. Then you found it. Not a marketplace, not a forum, but an anomaly. A single, unlisted .onion address buried deep within an archived paste bin, referenced only by a string of hexadecimal characters and a single chilling phrase: the archive of unseen eyes. It didn't look like anything else you'd encountered. No flashy interface, no welcoming text, just a stark black page with a single input field and a blinking cursor. It felt like a trap, a dead end, or perhaps a challenge. You tried common passwords, then obscure ones, then a series of cryptographic keys you'd generated for fun. Nothing. You were about to give up, your fingers hovering over the close tab button, when a stray thought sparked. You remembered the hexadecimal string. You typed it into the input field. The screen flickered. The black page dissolved, replaced by a grid of pulsating red lines, like a neural network firing. Text scrolled rapidly, an endless stream of code, IP addresses and timestamps. It wasn't random data. It was structured, organized, almost beautiful in its complexity. As you scrolled, your blood ran cold. The IPs weren't just random addresses. They were geographically specific, clustered around major cities. The timestamps were recent. And the code wasn't an exploit, not exactly. It was an observational matrix, a spider web of passive data collection.
It harvested metadata, browsing habits, keystroke patterns, not from specific targets, but from anyone who had ever stumbled upon certain keywords or visited certain seemingly innocuous sites on the surface web. It was a digital dragnet, infinitely patient, infinitely subtle.
Then you saw it, your own IP address, staring back at you from the pulsating grid. Not your current, anonymized IP, but your real home IP from months ago. Before your Darknet dive, before your VPNs, you saw the timestamp, the exact moment you had first searched for Darknet access methods on a mainstream search engine. You saw the browser string, the operating system, even the specific model of your laptop. The archive of unseen eyes wasn't just collecting data. It was a retroactive entity, sifting through the passive detritus of the internet to build profiles. And your profile was there, meticulously detailed, waiting. Your heart hammered against your ribs. You weren't an explorer. You were a specimen. The shadows hadn't just looked back. They had seen you long before you even dared to glance their way. The input field reappeared, now displaying a new message, a single line of text. Welcome, Subject 734. Panic seized you. You tore the Ethernet cable from the back of your machine, the physical disconnect, a desperate attempt to sever the unseen tether. You ripped your VPN router from the wall, scattering hardware across the floor. Your secure OS, your layers of anonymity, they had been a smokescreen, a game. The real game had been played on a different field, one you hadn't even known existed. The hum of your server rack now sounded like a predator's growl. You wiped your drives, a frantic, futile effort, knowing that what had been seen could not be unseen. The feeling of being exposed, naked in the digital ether, was suffocating. You haven't been back to the Darknet since. You dismantled your server, sold your equipment, changed every password, every alias. You moved, seeking a physical distance from the digital specter that had marked you. But the cold dread never truly leaves. Every flicker of a screen, every unknown number, every shadow in the periphery of your vision feels like a confirmation. They saw you, they knew you, and perhaps they still do. Your curiosity, once a beacon, became a lure. The Darknet wasn't just a place, it was a state of being, an awareness that permeates the very fabric of the internet. And now, you carry a piece of that darkness within you, a chilling reminder that some secrets are best left undisturbed, and some shadows, once awakened, never truly sleep again.